Hello, and welcome to another edition of Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday. Today, we're going to kind of go over, well, we'll go a little bit over some stuff we've gone over before, but mainly, we're going to go over a new feature we've added to the DeltaNet that allows you to track your campaign efforts. So if you run like an ad campaign, you'll be able to track not only how many leads came in from that campaign, but you'll be able to track which leads came from that campaign so that you can, follow through with them and see ultimately what became of them. So without further ado, into the DeltaNet. So what I'll do first is I'll go ahead and the idea is you can point these campaigns at any page on your website. So if I jump over to the website here, so any one of these pages I can point it directly to my home page. If I wanted to point it to the virtual market analysis page, I could do that, or the market watch page. Or if I had any market landing pages for specific areas, I could point it directly to those. So know that those are all options. What I'll do in this case is I'll make a page for this ad campaign, which is usually a good idea. Make a landing page and focus your ad efforts to get traffic to that page that's built for a purpose. So we'll go down here to website and pages. I'm going to create a new page. And we have videos that are just for the creation of custom pages, so I won't spend a lot of time on this, but basically I'm going to create a custom page, so I have this on custom, and we'll say add a contact form. Leave our contact form on the right side. I'll call it my contact form. I'll hide the other checkboxes on it. We'll leave this as a standard page, and I'll say welcome to my ad campaign landing page. And you could make this like an area landing page. So you could write a paragraph about an area, if you can type. You can put some pictures here, you can embed some videos here, and just really fill this out with information about the area. And the whole idea is you'll get people interested in this so that they fill out your contact form and ask for more information, and thereby generating a lead. So let me go down here. The link title, will make that, and this is what people would click on to get to this page, but in this case, that is not going to matter. So I'll call it campaign page. Make the page title the same thing. Generally, you would want to fill in a meta description at least, and it's usually a good idea to put in meta keywords as well, but we're not going to worry about that for this. And for areas link shown, this would add a link to our top navigation or the bottom navigation on our website. But in this case, we don't actually need a link to this page on our website because we're going to drive traffic from a third party to it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave both of those blank. And we'll give it a page URL, my campaign page. And you want to make this, it's a good idea to set up custom URLs for any custom pages you make, and you want them to be just human readable URLs. That way it doesn't generate, page equals and a big long number or anything like that. So now we've got our page, so I'm going to submit. And our page should be created. So here's a link to the page. I'll go ahead and click on it. And you'll have a lot more content on here most likely, but this is the basic idea of what our page looks like. So this is going to be the landing page that we drive traffic to. So what I'm going to do is take the URL of this page and I'm going to copy it. I'll do it the long way here. Right click and copy. I don't use it that way very often. And now we'll go back into the DeltaNet and we're going to create a campaign URL that directs to that specific page. So to do that, we're going to go down here to Marketing and Campaign Link Builder. Now this tool uses a very universal form of campaign, like ad campaign tracking links. So you can actually use these UTM tracking link builders anywhere. We've just kind of added this one to the DeltaNet as a courtesy. And you can click on any of these question marks to get some more information about what each of these fields are for, but then you also have a little description here. So basically, we have the star next to campaign source and campaign name. So those are the fields that our system requires in order to be able to track these leads. And the rest of these, you can enter if you'd like, just to help you specify or differentiate between your different ad campaigns. Like that's kind of the purpose behind all of these. So I'll paste in my URL here for my website URL. We need to give our campaign source a name. So let's say we were going to put these links on Facebook. So we'll make Facebook our campaign source. And we need to give it a campaign name. So we'll say 2018 campaign. So the idea is that this is where I'm putting these links. So this is where the users will be coming from when they click on these links to go to this page. And this is just a name of the campaign itself. That way, I can have different campaigns coming from the same source. So this is just a way that I can differentiate what came from where. So we'll give that a name. And then as I was typing, it generated my URL down here. So I'll just click copy. And that copies the URL to my clipboard. And now I'll go to my third party, whatever it is, and I will paste this in there as my link at that third party, my actual ad link target. So, and Facebook is an example if you're creating Facebook links, but I mean for Google AdWords, you would be doing the same thing if you want to direct them to a specific page URL when they click on your ad. So this is the URL you would give them to go to. Or you can even make it simpler. If you have somebody else's web page and you want them to put a link on their page to go to your site and you want to see what traffic came from there, you can use this for that. Or another great use for this is for team sites. So if you are on a team and you have one big team site that you want to, every team member wants to direct their traffic to, you could create one of these links for each team member. Just put the team member's name as the campaign source name, and then when a new lead comes into the team site, whoever the team leader is will be able to go in and look at the leads that came in and see which lead came from which team member. And that way they know how to handle them from there. So there are a lot of different uses for this. So in any case, you'll take this URL, you'll paste it in, and then when somebody clicks on it on your website, it's going to take them to this page, but with those extra tracking tags attached to it. So if I just hit return here, I've basically done that now. So I've loaded up on this page using that method. Now, once users start using these links and going into your website, the system will start keeping track of any leads that were submitted. So they won't show up until users have actually used one of those links to get to your site and then ultimately filled out one of your forms to create a request to actually become a lead. Once they've done that, everyone who has done that, you'll be able to track under leads and contacts, processed leads. And once they've made some requests, a new option will show up down here at the bottom that will show you the actual campaigns they came from. So let me jump over to an account that has some so that we're not looking at nothing. Love that picture of me. You guys like that picture? So here we can see on our leads and contacts processed leads page, some leads have come into this with some tracking tags attached to them and then ultimately filled out a form to create an account in the DeltaNet. When they did that, the system tracked them, so we can see we called the campaign source direct link. The name of the campaign was testing. So I can select that with this drop down on my process leads page. We'll uncheck everything else and update list. And now these are all the leads that came into my website using that tracking tag. So I use this to come in. Let's see, I'm not logged into an account now. This is risky. It's because we're relying on it working. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to say Mr. Campaign Test. So if I'm a customer, I just came in here through your ad campaign link. I filled out your custom form. I get more information. That should create a lead for me in the DeltaNet. And now if we go into the DeltaNet, this is the page I came in through. And it takes a little time to sync up sometimes. Sign back in. There we are. I can see I did get a lead. So I'll go ahead and mark it as processed. Yeah, well, it's not going to show up right away. So a lot of these, it takes time for them to sync out because there's a lot of different servers involved. So it'll have to sync out from one to the other. And when it does, I'll get the new option in here like you saw on the other account, where you'll be able to see all the leads that came from your ad campaign by just going to Leads and Contacts, Process Leads, selecting the contact that came from your campaign, and clicking Update List. And there we go. That'll be all there is to it. So, as always, thanks a lot for joining me this week for Tech Tuesday. If you have any questions, concerns, or just want to call us and chat, feel free to give us a call, comment on any of our videos, or send an email into support@deltagroup.com. Also, if you have any suggestions for videos, don't hesitate to send those in. And feel free to follow us on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and that way you'll get notifications whenever we do new videos. So, thanks a lot for joining me this week, and I will see you next week.